afternoon, good night. Welcome to tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We're in the pink room with the Miss Bonnie Blue.
Hello.
I'm so surprised you're not wearing blue.
I had to come out and rock the pink.
You know what I'm saying? Like, normally, Bonnie Blue is actually an artist, and she's also a singer, rapper, MC, a little bit of everything. And she always has blue. That's like the thing. But
I have my blue bag.
it's so pretty. Tell us where you got that from.
I got this from the thrift store.
$1, bitch.
Yes.
$1.
Where do I come from? This is literally the hardest, well, it's the most long-winded probably answer that I ever give because I've moved a lot and I've lived a lot of different places. We'll try to make it short. I was born.
Say it, girl. Detail. We need the deets.
I was born in Northern California, but my mother traveled a lot. She was kind of a vagabond, like I am also. So I was born in Northern California, and then spent the first 5 years of my life throughout Southern California. I was in Pasadena, San Dimas, 29 Palms at one point when I was like 3. Some of my earliest memories are out there in the middle of the desert. And then we moved to Arizona when I was 5, just about 6. Mm-hmm. So I grew up in Arizona. I went to school in Arizona, but was always in Southern California again during the summer. So I was always kind of in and out of California. And then when I was 16, I moved to Oxnard, and I lived there in and around Oxnard, Ventura County for about 10 years. And then I moved to North Hollywood. I lived there for a little while. I was homeless and traveling in and out of LA for a couple years there.
Homeless?
I was, yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. I was I just didn't have a permanent address, but I was constantly traveling, and fortunately I for the most part always had a place to stay. There was definitely a few times where I was I would just stay up all night, and then I would sleep at the park during the day because it's a little bit safer to do that.
Oh my god.
But for the most part,
you are such a warrior.
For the most part, I had house sitting gigs.
Featuring Xander. Sorry, y'all.
Welcome,
Featuring Xander. Jesus.
And then lived in the Empire for a few years, and now I'm in LA. And for the time being, I'll be here for a while.
You've been here for some time.
Yeah.
You've really been here for some time. That's amazing. One thing that you say you've traveled and you've faced a lot. You have learned and you have grown from where you've come from and where you're at now. But Bonnie Blue, where does that name come from?
It's my real name.
Oh wow!
I wish there was but it's my real name. Bonnie Blue is my first and middle name. So I got it from my mom.
That is a beautiful name.
Thank you.
That is such a beautiful name. I've never heard something it's different, it suits you, and it's unique. And I love that. But what, you as Bonnie Blue and traveling and coming from just an awesome journey, what inspires you as an artist? What is it that really sparks your flame to continue?
Definitely, life inspires me. Pretty much everything and anything could inspire me at any given time. I've been, pretty much inspired since I was young to write. It was something that I did for therapeutic reasons. I just always loved to write and kind of escape the world that I was in or any trauma that I was experiencing, and just go into my own little worlds and write poetry or short stories. I was always writing short stories and stuff like that. And then I did get into theater. I grew up, my mom was in the theater, so I grew up some of my...
Oh cool, your mom was in theater.
Yeah.
Wow, so it's that's in your genes.
Yeah. Yes.
It's in your genes, you can't run away from that shit. It's in your genes.
Yeah. Very much so. And shout out to my mom because it's her birthday month.
Happy birthday, mommy. Happy birthday.
Is a singer, an actress, a painter, just like multifaceted artist. And so I just grew up in a creative environment, and you know, the flip side of that is that I have traveled and I have seen a lot, I've experienced a lot myself, and so I just have a lot of different things to pull from when I do choose to write either poetry or music.
Your mom is inspiring.
She is.
That is inspiring because, like, even, you know, to connect with you, my dad, you met my, I think you met my dad, yeah. So iLegend.photo, we'll be sure to put that down somewhere around here, but his work is, yes, his work is super awesome. He's a photographer himself, and, you know, just seeing, like what my parents, I guess, creative side is, you see it in yourself as you get older, and you're
Definitely.
like, okay, like, I have these little snippets, and I see what you've become and your role model in creativity, and it's like, I have that too. And I think that those gifts, you know, utilize them, work them in your own, because you are your own flower. So like you get to like bloom at that in your own way, you know?
Yeah.
That's fucking beautiful.
Definitely.
But the audience wants to know, as a child, what did you want to be when you want to grow up?
I did want to be an actress.
That's cool. You pursued theater too down your path. That's fucking dope. That's so
I
dope.
definitely grew up like just really loving being around the theater and like costumes and the stage.
It's weird, but it's cool.
Like, I just, some of my earliest memories in life are literally just like running around backstage at a theater and like playing dress up with all these clothes that were like way too big for me, and like just not even like realizing the work that goes in.
Oh damn.
The side of my mom, like growing up with my mom, I always wanted to be an artist. With my grandmother, I always wanted to be a businesswoman because I saw her running a business. So it was kind of twofold. I just always wanted to be an independent woman, you know. I wanted to run my own businesses, and I wanted to be an artist, and I did want to be a writer, but I definitely, like, early on, I did want to be an actress.
You are bright. You are so bright. You have like this, you know, I don't know, it's interesting because I've met a few people that have that, where they're just it's multi-talented. It's like you know, you can do it. You have the power, you have the mindset, you have the drive, but most importantly, you have the taste, you have the character, you have the personality, you have it all together. And that's fucking awesome, Bonnie. That really is, because that is just something you can take with you and create. And that whole, like, building your own business, like, that is super uplifting, because I connect with you on that. Like, hopefully one day, like, Pink Room gonna blow up. But one thing I will say is, you know, you having all of these niches and having, you know, these responsibilities, because those are responsibilities, and those really make you into who you are with your character.
Definitely.
How do you deal with stress on that? Like, what, you know, what comes up must come down, ladies and gentlemen.
Not very well. No, I'm just kidding. You know, I've been going through a lot of changes and like lifestyle habits and transitions in my life this year, and you know, it's important to really be at peace ultimately with yourself, and everybody has their own ways of doing that and taking care of themselves. Like, for me, it is like the very basic simple levels of like, drink enough water, get enough sleep, don't drink a bunch of fucking alcohol all the time.
Good.
Like, eat good is definitely such a huge one. So all of those things, you know, I have to just stay mindful of, and, you know, getting away into nature is definitely a big one. I'm like pretty much a hippie at heart, so like I will go hug a fucking tree.
I love it. I will proudly fucking say that. I will proudly stand by that. I love the style too, by the way, like the high-rise pants, the ring, the blouse, the braid to the side, like it's just...
So, I believe that whatever it is in your mind or in your heart or whatever it is that if there's a piece of something that's holding you back, whether it's your thought patterns or, you know, working through traumas that you've experienced in life, like that, you know, that's a big one. Like it's an everyday struggle, you know, when you do have trauma that you have to work through, because it's something that just never, you know, or maybe it does. I'm just not at the point where I can't comfortably say that it does go away and it's all, you know, like someday it'll all be good. Like I hope that one day I feel that way, but right now I'm still working through trauma that I've experienced in my life. So I'm still facing those things. I'm still facing those fears really of things that hold me back, you know, in my own art or in writing or just being honest and vulnerable with people about things that I've been through. But ultimately the only way to do it is to let it out. You know, you have to face yourself, you have to face everything that makes you who you are, you know, whether you really like that or not. You know, like I more recently, I just did an interview a bit ago. We kind of talked about the fact that like there's things about me that I don't like, and it's because of things that I've been through that kind of change the way that I deal with things, you know, with certain people or in certain situations. And it's like the only way to fully understand who you are and what makes you you is to literally face everything that you fear, everything that you're afraid of speaking about, everything that you're afraid of people knowing about you. You know, like we live in the technology age where it's like everybody shares everything all the time, but everybody still has shit that they don't talk about, you know. So it's important to do that. It's important to be around people that you feel comfortable talking with. But more than that, you know, find your community for sure, but more than that, you have to sit with yourself. You have to face everything in your own mind, and you have to build the habits that you want in your life. You know, you have to face everything and every decision that you make, and you literally have a choice of everything that you want, everything that, you know, you have a choice. I just recently started thinking about everything too on such like a molecular level, where I'm just like, every single thing matters, you know. And it's like I have these two sides to me. I have this total like live free, carefree, like spontaneous side, which I'll always have that. I'm always going to be like wanderlust. It's just like I'm free like that. But on the other side of it, it's like every single thing matters, you know. Every single thing, but especially like most importantly, everything that goes on in your own brain really matters. The way you speak to yourself, the way you look at yourself, you know, that really, really, really matters.
How you treat yourself matters.
Yes.
From Bonnie Blue. Thank you.
It's important.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I feel like we need to hear your voice. You know, you are changing history. You are the future, and my generation looks up to you. You know what I mean? And you are already creating a legacy. So I mean, I just can't wait to see the future for you, because it's very bright. But Bonnie Blue, thank you so much for tuning in. Give me some love. Give me some love. No, thank you so much.
Mandarin's
Thank
like,
you.
Let me get the love. Let me get the love.
Ladies and gentlemen, Thank you so much again for tuning in. We had our special guest, Bonnie Blue, Xander in the mix with us, but most importantly, thank you so much, and we will see you very soon. Thank you.